Welcome back to Horoscope TV.
We are so happy you are here.
Yeah, grab a seat at the table with us.
Maybe pour yourself a fresh cup of coffee.
Or a nice warm tea. Just make yourself completely comfortable.
Exactly.
Because this entire conversation today is all about you, our Capricorn listener.
Yes, it is.
Or if you are not a Capricorn yourself, but you have a special Capricorn in your life.
Like a partner or a best friend.
Right. Or a family member. You are really going to want to pull up a chair and listen closely to this one.
We are very happy to be sitting down with you today.
We really are. So our mission for this show is to walk you through exactly what the astrological data has in store for you.
Specifically for the week of March 9 to March 15, 2026.
Right. And before we get too far into it, we should just set the foundation for what we are actually doing here.
I think that is a great idea.
When we look at this data, we're analyzing the actual physical locations of the planets in the sky, the different phases of the moon.
Right, and the specific angles they make with each other.
Yeah, exactly. We look at how all of those moving parts interact up there.
And then we analyze all of that sky mapping and break down what it actually means for your daily life down here on Earth.
Keep it very simple and warm and easy to understand.
Just like sitting at a kitchen table sharing some exciting news.
Right. So looking at the transit charts for this week, the first thing that really jumps out at me is just the sheer amount of shifting energy.
It is a lot of movement.
It really is. We are taking all of this complex planetary data and bringing it right down to your level.
If we just look at the big picture for a second.
Yeah, give us the tease.
This week brings a really beautiful mix of highly focused work.
Which Capricorns love.
They do.
Yeah.
And it also brings pure, clean energy.
Nice.
Some really lucky breaks and some serious forward movement.
I love that. It looks like a week where a lot of things that might have felt totally stuck are suddenly going to catch a lucky breeze.
A lucky breeze is a really good way to describe it, actually.
Well, let us jump right in.
Let us do it. If we start right at the beginning of the week on March 9,
Okay, March 9.
the data shows us a very specific connection happening in the sky. The planet Mercury and the planet Jupiter are making a trine.
Okay, let us pause on that because for a Capricorn listener who is totally used to just grinding out the hard work,
Right.
what does a trine actually mean?
Well, in astrology, a trine just means two planets are sitting at an angle where their energies flow together perfectly.
There is no friction.
Exactly. Zero friction. They are working in total harmony.
So what does that look like in their day-to-day life? Because Mercury is the planet that rules how we think, right?
Yes, how our minds work, how we talk to other people.
It governs our daily chats, our emails, text messages.
All of that local daily communication.
Yeah.
And then you have Jupiter,
Right.
which is the planet that brings luck and growth and expansion.
So when they connect in this really easy flowing way on March 9, how does that translate to a Tuesday morning for an Earth sign?
It translates into a massive wave of happy, positive thoughts and excellent practical news.
Practical being the key word there for a Capricorn.
Oh, absolutely. Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So since Mercury represents your mind and your daily communication, you can really expect news to come into your local orbit that actually helps you.
It is not just empty praise.
No. Or vague good news. For a Capricorn, good news really needs to be useful.
It needs to be something you can build a foundation on.
Right. So this might look like opening your email inbox on March 9 and finding a message from a client you have been waiting on for weeks.
And they finally sign the contract.
Exactly. Or maybe it is even simpler than that.
Like what?
Maybe you just wake up that morning feeling completely clear-headed.
Oh, I love those mornings.
Right, where the mental fog is just totally gone. And you feel ready to tackle the day with a big smile.
Yes, the mental fog lifting is such a classic Mercury trine Jupiter feeling.
Your mind feels sharp, but it also feels highly optimistic.
Which is interesting because Capricorns can sometimes lean toward pessimism.
Or at least a very heavy realism.
Well, they plan for the absolute worst so they are never caught off guard.
Which is smart. But on this day, the data really suggests your mind is going to naturally drift toward the best possible outcome.
You are going to see the opportunities instead of just staring at the obstacle.
Exactly. It is a very happy thinking kind of day.
That sounds like a really great way to start the week. But looking at the chart, the energy really shifts in a massive way just a couple days later.
It does.
And March 11, we have what looks like the absolute biggest event of the entire week for you.
Yes. Jupiter goes totally direct.
This is a major turning point.
It really is. When we analyze the data and see a planet going direct, it means that from our view here on Earth, it looks like it has stopped moving backward.
Stopped its retrograde motion.
Right. and now is moving straight forward in the sky again.
Okay, so Jupiter is the planet of luck and growth.
Yes,
So when it moves forward, the areas of your life that it touches also move
that
forward.
is exactly how it works. This brings incredible lucky energy to your personal partnerships and your biggest long-term life dreams.
Okay, but wait. I am thinking about our Capricorn listener here. This is a sign that famously distrusts sudden luck.
That is very true.
You rely on hard work, strict discipline, slow, steady climbing. Won't a sudden shift in momentum actually cause a Capricorn some serious anxiety?
That is a completely fair question.
Yeah.
But we really have to look at how Jupiter operates.
Okay.
Jupiter is not chaotic luck. It is expansive luck.
Hmm.
It is the reward for the work you have already put in.
Oh, I see.
Think about what Jupiter retrograde has felt like for the past few months.
How so?
Well, it feels like you're driving a car on the highway, but you had to take your foot off the gas just to coast for a while.
Right. You are still moving, but the momentum is really slowing down.
Yes, you've been putting in all the effort, but the rewards have been delayed.
So on March 11, when Jupiter goes direct, that is like pressing the gas pedal again.
Exactly. The engine engages. And Capricorns are so famous for planning for the long term.
Oh, they have the 5-year plan, the 10-year plan, the whole retirement strategy mapped out.
Right. You make these safe, careful plans. And what the data is showing us is that on March 11, those careful plans are suddenly going to catch a lucky breeze and start accelerating.
Things are going to start happening.
And they are going to happen in a way that feels totally secure, which is exactly how a Capricorn needs it to happen.
That makes a lot of sense. The luck isn't replacing the hard work. It is finally rewarding the hard work.
Beautifully said.
But as the week develops, the data points to a very different kind of energy.
It does. Let us look at March 12 and March 15.
The chart really shifts from this expansive lucky feeling into something much more strict and focused.
Yes, on March 12th, the moon enters Capricorn.
Now, the moon rules our inner emotional landscape, right?
Yes. Our moods and what makes us feel safe.
Yep.
So whenever the moon enters your own sign, it acts like a giant spotlight on your personal needs.
And for a Capricorn, emotional safety doesn't come from wild, spontaneous adventures.
No, not at all.
Emotional safety comes from strict discipline, structure, and a strong sense of personal power.
To a lot of other signs, the idea of strict discipline sounds like a total punishment.
It sounds awful to a fire sign.
Right. But for a Capricorn, getting your life perfectly organized brings a lot of pure joy.
It is comforting.
It is deeply comforting. When the moon is in Capricorn on March 12, you will find so much peace in getting your environment in total order.
You want to feel capable,
You want to feel like you are firmly at the steering wheel of your own life.
and you are going to really need that grounded, capable feeling. Because just a few days later, on March 15, we see another planetary meeting that brings some heat.
We do. On March 15th, the transit chart shows Mercury meeting up with hot, fiery Mars.
Mercury is our communication.
Right.
And Mars is the planet of action, courage, and like you said, heat and fire.
Yeah.
So when these two get together in the sky, what does that do to a Capricorn's communication style?
It gives you the absolute courage to speak your practical mind correctly and perfectly.
Which is huge.
Mars acts like a powerful engine driving Mercury forward. Your thoughts are going to move lightning fast, and your words are going to be very direct.
Capricorns are usually so careful with their words.
They are. You do not like to cause unnecessary drama.
But with Mars involved, you are not going to hold back if something needs to be said.
Exactly. This points to a really interesting scenario regarding setting healthy boundaries.
Oh, let us talk about that. Because Capricorns are so incredibly capable, people often lean on you way too much.
They really do.
Ugh.
People ask you to fix their problems because they know you will do it right the first time.
So if someone is asking too much of you this week, maybe crossing a line and asking you to take on a project that is just not your responsibility.
Right.
How does this Mercury-Mars energy help?
On March 15, you finally have the exact right words to say no.
Just a clear, simple no.
Yes. And because you have that strict Capricorn grounding, you won't say it in a reckless or overly emotional way.
You will say it in a way that is strong, practical, and highly respected.
You are claiming your personal space and your valuable time.
Setting healthy boundaries is absolutely a form of claiming your personal power.
It is.
And that theme of personal power actually flows right into how you handle your relationships this week.
Yes. Let us move into love and romance.
The data points to some intense passion and some new faces coming into your orbit.
Let us start with March 10th. The data shows Venus making a highly supportive connection with Pluto.
A sextile.
Yes, a sextile.
Yeah.
Now, Venus is the planet that rules love, romance, beauty, and what we really value in our partnerships.
And Pluto is a very, very different kind of planet.
Pluto governs deep, intense changes, hidden truths, and powerful transformations.
A sextile is an angle of opportunity, right?
Exactly.
It means the door is open, but you still have to choose to walk through it.
You have to take the step.
So when the planet of love and the planet of deep transformation open a door together, what is on the other side for a Capricorn?
It is an invitation to deeply serious connections.
So no casual dating today.
No, this is not the energy for light, breezy, casual dating.
Right.
Pluto completely demands honesty.
Right.
It brings a powerful, passionate spark to your romantic life, but it totally requires you to be vulnerable
You are completely ready to take a serious commitment to the next level.
and share your honest feelings securely.
But wait a minute. Capricorns usually show love through actions, not deep emotional confessions.
That is very true.
You are the sign that will check the tire pressure on your partner's car
Or make sure the mortgage is paid early.
or build them a custom bookshelf. That is how you say I love you.
Yes, acts of service.
Emotional vulnerability is terrifying for an earth sign. Won't this heavy Pluto energy feel like way too much?
Now, that is the friction of Pluto.
Yeah.
It pushes you way out of your normal comfort zone.
Right.
Doing an act of service is very safe. Looking your partner in the eyes and talking about your deepest emotional fears and bonds is incredibly risky.
It is scary.
But because this is a supportive sextile connection, the data suggests that if you take that risk on March 10, the reward is a massive increase in intimacy.
You might feel a sudden urge to just sit down and have a deeply honest romantic conversation.
It might feel intense at first, but it will bring you so much closer together.
That sounds beautiful for people in a relationship. But what if our Capricorn listener is totally single? Does this intense Venus-Pluto energy still apply to them?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
But we also have to factor in what happens the very next day.
Oh, right, March 11.
Yes, on March 11, Jupiter turns direct.
And we remember that Jupiter expands whatever it touches safely.
Right, so in your chart, this forward motion is going to expand your partnership life beautifully.
So if you are single, this astrological data shows you will easily attract highly intelligent and fascinating people into your orbit.
Because Capricorns are always attracted to competence.
Yes, you want someone who can totally match your level of practical understanding of the world.
You do not have any patience for people who are flaky or who play silly games.
No time for that.
So with Jupiter moving forward, the people coming into your orbit are not going to be time wasters.
That is good news.
The energy you are putting out is naturally magnetic, but it is a very grounded kind of magnetism.
You attract people who are looking for the exact same structured, loyal love that you are. So how does a single Capricorn use this energy this week?
I would say let your natural practical charm shine brightly.
Capricorns have a wonderfully dry, warm sense of wit.
They do.
You are sharp and you are funny. Let that out.
Remind yourself that the stars are keeping you perfectly safe while you enjoy the dating scene.
You do not have to worry about taking reckless emotional risks.
The people you attract right now are going to deeply appreciate your honesty and your physical stability.
That balance between deep, passionate connection and feeling safe is so rare.
It is showing up beautifully in the data for you this week.
And speaking of balance, we see a very similar theme when we analyze the work and career chart.
We do. Your work life requires a calculated balance of fast action and focused strategy right now.
Let us break down this balancing act at work, because Capricorns love rules and structure.
They thrive on it.
You love having a step-by-step manual for exactly how a project should be executed. You are the true managers of the zodiac.
You really are.
Yeah.
But the planets are asking for a mix of your clever planning and some bold, fast moves this week.
It is not enough to just plan this week. You have to actively act on the plans.
Right. We mentioned earlier that the moon enters Capricorn on March 12th.
Yes.
In the workplace, this means you are going to focus entirely on your highly creative professional projects. But it goes way deeper than that.
The moon makes things feel very personal.
Exactly. Your work projects are going to feel like a true reflection of your own identity.
You will feel an intense, serious need to prove your brilliant technical worth to your bosses.
You want them to see exactly how capable you are.
But because you are Capricorn, you are going to do this while completely respecting your colleagues.
Right. You are not the type to just step on someone else to get to the top.
No. You believe in the hierarchy and you strongly believe in fairness.
Yes, your ambition is very strong, but it is highly structured.
Imagine a scenario at your job this week.
Okay.
You have been working on a detailed, complex project. On March 12th, you present this perfectly organized strategy to the leadership team.
The data indicates that your bosses will be totally amazed by your skills.
But at the very same time, you make sure to highlight the contributions of your team.
Your coworkers are grateful for your teamwork.
You get to shine and you keep the peace in the office.
That is the ideal professional situation.
It is, but the energy at work gets much, much faster just a few days later.
On March 15, we have that fiery meeting between Mercury and Mars.
We talked about how this gives you the absolute courage to set boundaries. But what does it do to your brain power at work?
It gives you a massive burst of mental speed and rapid communication.
Mercury is the mind and Mars is speed and action.
It is lightning-fast problem solving.
At work, we often hit a wall, right? A highly difficult problem arises and everyone is just standing around confused about how to fix it.
But on March 15th, you are going to be the person who looks at that highly difficult problem and easily solves it instantly.
Your brain will be moving so fast but totally accurately.
And there's absolutely nothing a Capricorn loves more than clearing a desk perfectly safely.
Picture this. It is Friday, March 15th. You have a massive to-do list sitting right next to your keyboard.
With this Mercury-Mars energy, you are checking off every single box on that list.
Email sent, report filed, problem solved.
You are clearing your entire desk perfectly before the weekend even starts.
You get to walk out the door knowing everything is totally handled.
That feeling of a clean desk and a finished list is going to bring you so much joy.
It brings a sense of deep satisfaction, and usually when you are that clever and capable at work, it naturally leads to a conversation about money.
It does. When we analyze the financial data for this week, we see a picture of massive abundance.
But it comes with a very careful warning.
Yes, it does. Let us start with the abundance first, because the early part of the week looks incredibly supportive for your bank account.
On March 9, we have that lucky trine between Mercury and Jupiter.
In your financial life, this brings brilliant, creative financial ideas directly to your practical mind.
You might suddenly realize a totally new way to organize your budget.
Or you might see a new, clever way to collaborate with someone that could bring in extra secure income.
The brilliant ideas just flow easily.
And then on March 11, Jupiter turns direct.
This is a massive moment for your money.
Any old heavy blocks that have been holding back your business growth or your shared finances are going to completely disappear.
For a Capricorn, money literally equals security.
Yes, it is not just about buying fancy things. It is about knowing you have a strong safety net.
So when those old blocks disappear and your hard work finally starts paying off, it brings a deep feeling of true abundance and strong security.
You will finally feel like your bank account is perfectly safe.
You can take a deep breath and realize that your careful long-term plan is actually working.
It is a wonderful feeling of true relief. You feel secure.
However,
Yes, however,
the astrological data gives us a crucial warning just 2 days later.
on March 13, Mars makes a highly intense connection with the North Node.
We really need to spend some extra time on this contradiction.
It is important.
You just said Jupiter is bringing in expansive organic growth and luck on the 11th,
Right.
but now on the 13th, Mars is telling you to totally watch out. How do those two things exist in the exact same week?
They exist because they represent two very different approaches to growth.
Okay, break that down.
Jupiter's organic, steady growth that safely rewards your past efforts.
Right.
The North Node represents massive sated events and future direction. And Mars is aggressive, fast action.
So when Mars and the North Node connect, it creates a sudden, urgent desire to just leap forward.
It feels like an urgent opportunity. And for a Capricorn, that fake urgency is a complete trap.
So it is that feeling of, I have to invest in this right now or I will miss out forever.
Or I have to sign this contract today.
Yes. The warning is this. You must be highly careful about making massive, fated, speculative financial choices on March 13th.
Just because you felt truly lucky and abundant on March 11th does not mean you should gamble your money on March 13.
Let us give a clear example of what a speculative choice looks like.
It is a risk where you do not have all the practical facts.
Maybe a friend comes to you on March 13 and offers you a get-rich-quick investment opportunity.
Right. Or maybe you are scrolling online and you suddenly decide you want to buy a totally unplanned, expensive item.
Like a car or a huge piece of technology, without running the numbers perfectly.
That is exactly the kind of trap this energy sets. It makes you feel a false sense of totally urgent need.
But Capricorn, your superpower is absolute patience. You do not rush.
If someone pressures you on March 13 to give them money or sign a contract, immediately your answer has to be a strong no.
Tell them you need to look at the paperwork. Tell them you need to research the market perfectly.
Protect that safe bank account you just built up.
Do not let the sudden fiery energy of Mars make you forget your careful, strict rules. You must research everything perfectly before signing anything.
If you can carefully navigate past the false urgency of the 13th, your financial picture remains totally strong.
And managing that kind of sudden stress is a really great transition into how you manage your physical body.
Yes. Let us analyze the health and wellness data for this week.
It shows a beautiful return of magical energy, but also a strong pull towards strict routines.
I am excited to talk about the physical energy because the data shows a massive shift. We have to go back to March 11 again.
Jupiter going direct affects your love life and your money, but it also creates a healing wave over your physical body.
Jupiter is historically seen as a planet of massive healing and protection.
When it ends its retrograde and moves direct, it brings a massive wave of pure magical healing energy over your physical body and disciplined spirit.
Capricorns tend to hold a lot of tension tightly in their bodies.
You absolutely carry the weight of your heavy responsibilities right on your shoulders.
Sometimes that turns into a hidden, sad tiredness.
You just feel completely drained in your bones, even if you are getting enough safe sleep.
The mental load entirely exhausts the physical body.
But on March 11, the data suggests that hidden, sad tiredness is going to completely vanish.
You are going to get the bright, active, clean energy you deeply need.
Imagine the feeling of waking up after a long period of feeling totally drained or sluggish.
Or feeling like your battery was just always running low.
On March 11, you wake up, you stretch, and you suddenly realize you feel light.
You feel strong, you feel completely refreshed, and totally ready to move.
It is like someone finally plugged you into the wall, and you are fully charged.
And once you have that magical energy back, you are going to really want to use it.
That brings us back to March 12, when the moon enters your sign.
In the area of health, this totally highlights your personal routines.
You are going to feel a strong desire to safely try a brand new, highly healthy, strict diet.
Or totally new structured exercise routine.
I have to challenge this a little bit.
Okay.
You mentioned earlier that Jupiter is bringing in all this expansive, free-flowing luck and healing energy. How does a strict routine fit into a week that is supposed to be totally expansive? Don't those two ideas fight each other?
It definitely seems like a contradiction at first.
Mm.
But let us analyze how a Capricorn actually processes energy.
Okay.
Luck and expansive energy completely need a safe landing pad.
Right.
If you have absolutely no routine, the energy just dissipates. You burn it off in chaotic, stressful ways.
The strict routine is the structure that safely catches the energy and makes it highly useful.
For a Capricorn, having a strict plan actually feels like pure freedom.
That makes perfect sense. Having a plan makes you feel safe and strong.
You love knowing exactly what you are cleanly eating on Tuesday at noon.
You completely love knowing which structured exercises you are doing on Thursday morning.
It takes the decision fatigue totally out of your day.
So if you feel the strong urge on March 12 to meal prep safely for the whole week or sign up for a structured fitness class, do it.
It will bring you total comfort and ground you safely in your physical body.
It is all about safe grounding. But we also have to talk about protecting your mental wellness.
And this brings us right back to March 15.
This is when Mercury meets hot Mars.
We talked about how this gives you a lightning-fast mind for safely solving work problems and setting strong boundaries.
But there is a flip side to this fast energy when it comes to your nervous system.
Your senses are going to be on extremely high alert.
Because your mind is moving so fast, taking in too much outside chaotic noise is going to be incredibly stressful.
When Mercury meets hot Mars, you need to entirely avoid sudden, loud, totally stressful environments.
Your brain won't have the normal safe filter to block out the chaos.
A sudden, loud room will feel like an absolute attack on your peace.
So practically speaking, if a friend invites you to a noisy, crowded restaurant on March 15, skip it entirely.
If there's a totally stressful family gathering where people are likely to be suddenly arguing, do not go.
You need to protect your peace. Stay in your perfectly organized, quiet space.
Read a quiet book. Organize your closet. Completely. Watch a documentary.
Protect your mental wellness by totally controlling your environment that day. You do not have to safely absorb everyone else's chaotic noise.
And managing your safe environment is a key part of health for an earth sign.
You strictly need your surroundings to perfectly reflect the order you crave inside.
And that concept of earthiness and pure order perfectly leads us to the astrological extras for the week.
The lucky details, the colors, the numbers, and the relationship dynamics.
Let us start with the lucky details.
If you are carefully planning your week, your most supportive best dates are March 9, March 11, and March 12.
If you need to safely have a big conversation, start a creative project, or perfectly map out a new routine, those are the days the data shows the most flow.
And if you safely like to look out for lucky numbers that clearly signal you are on the right track, keep an eye out for 10, 22, 34, 46, 58, and 70.
It is not necessarily about playing the lottery recklessly with those numbers. It is about safely noticing patterns.
Maybe a meeting is securely scheduled for 10.00. Maybe a safe invoice perfectly totals $34.
It is just a small safe signal from the data that your timing is totally correct.
We also have a highly supportive color of the week, which is brown.
Specifically the beautiful deep shade of brown, like rich, safe soil or dark wood.
If you use exact color codes, it is hex code #A52A2A.
Some people might incorrectly think brown is a completely boring color, but why is it so incredibly powerful for a Capricorn right now?
Let us totally analyze what the beautiful color brown represents.
It is the strong color of the earth, of safe tree trunks of grounding soil.
It is exactly where things grow securely. It is highly stable and totally reliable.
It doesn't loudly scream for attention like neon green or bright red. It just calmly exists, providing a perfect physical foundation.
Capricorn is an earth sign completely built on strict practicality.
Wearing this beautiful deep brown or safely having it in your environment acts as a strong visual anchor.
It perfectly reminds you to stay securely rooted when the wild energy around you starts moving fast.
It is highly grounding, like putting on a subtle safe suit of armor.
Now let us carefully look at how your energy completely interacts with the other signs this week.
The data strongly shows a beautiful, perfect match and a very totally challenging match.
Let us definitely start with the good news. Your perfect match this week is Pisces.
You are going to totally find pure, comforting harmony with a Pisces.
Pisces is a beautiful, mutable water sign, and Capricorn is a strong cardinal earth sign.
Let us carefully analyze how water and earth interact safely.
Earth perfectly gives water a safe container so it doesn't just spread everywhere wildly and lose its shape.
Water beautifully nourishes the earth and completely allows things to grow safely.
On March 11, when Jupiter turns direct, your shared romantic goals and beautiful desires for emotional security totally take off.
And it beautifully starts even earlier on March 9 with that happy Mercury-Jupiter trine.
You completely build deep mental, physical, and emotional trust through intense, sweet conversations.
The careful teamwork here is highly fascinating.
Capricorn, you perfectly provide the practical, absolute physical stability.
You are the strong rock. You securely handle the logistics.
And Pisces completely provides highly emotional, sweet compassion that beautifully makes Capricorn feel completely safe.
It is the absolute ultimate power team.
You safely protect their sweet, sensitive heart, and they beautifully soften your strict rules. It is a mutually beneficial dynamic.
But on the other, totally opposite end of the spectrum, we strongly have your highly challenging match for the week.
And that is absolutely Aries.
Aries' wild energy will be completely overwhelming and totally exhausting for you this week.
Let us carefully break down exactly why this painful clash is happening.
On March 12, the moon is in your sign. You totally want quiet, strict, disciplined work.
You completely want a safe, predictable environment.
Aries is a fast cardinal fire sign strongly ruled by Mars.
Aries completely wants chaotic, constant, impulsive freedom.
They wildly want to move, fast break things, and recklessly see what happens.
This wild, totally untamed energy will deeply annoy you.
You are going to completely feel like you're trying to carefully, safely build a strict structure. And an Aries is wildly running around the room with a leaf blower.
The energy is just completely, deeply incompatible right now.
And we really strongly need to properly warn you about March 15.
Yes, March 15 is the highly intense day Mercury suddenly joins hot Mars.
Aries is powerfully ruled by Mars, so they are totally getting a massive double dose of this highly aggressive, impatient communication style.
The fast, fiery communication completely means an Aries in your life might totally ignore your careful, safe rules.
They might wildly demand reckless speed from you.
They might loudly say, "Why is this taking so safely long? Just totally do it now."
This is going to strongly cause deeply painful and highly stubborn fights.
Because you are a strict earth sign, you will deeply dig your heels in safely. You will totally not be recklessly rushed.
And they will completely just get wildly louder and more highly frustrated.
The data strongly suggests that engaging in this stubborn fight is a complete massive waste of your physical energy.
The absolute best strategy is to just safely walk away.
If an Aries is recklessly bringing chaotic, demanding, totally impulsive energy to you on March 15, completely do not securely engage.
Protect your absolute peace, like we strictly talked about in the health wellness section.
Just calmly say we can carefully discuss this when things are completely quiet and safely leave the room.
You absolutely do not have to totally absorb their highly fiery impatience.
Let them wildly burn themselves out while you completely stay safely grounded and strong.
Healthy, strict boundaries are absolutely your best safe friend this week, especially when carefully dealing with totally impulsive fire signs.
Well, as we completely safely bring all of this massive astrological data together for a final careful look, let us totally summarize the main themes.
This week is completely, absolutely about perfectly letting Jupiter's safe forward motion beautifully bless your hard work.
You have safely planned highly carefully, and now the lucky momentum is completely securely returning.
It is totally about carefully trusting your highly sharp mind at work to instantly solve highly difficult work problems safely.
It is strictly about entirely avoiding false massive financial urgency on the totally intense 13th.
And it is absolutely about perfectly protecting your pure physical and strict mental energy from sudden chaos, whether that is a sudden noisy room or a totally demanding wild Aries.
It is a totally beautiful week of strictly disciplined, safe growth.
You are completely securely moving forward, but you are totally safely doing it on your own strict, careful terms.
Which is completely, absolutely exactly how a highly practical Capricorn perfectly prefers to securely operate.
Before we totally safely wrap up our conversation, we completely want to securely leave you with a final, highly provocative thought to carefully mull over entirely on your own.
We deeply talked about how the careful transit data strongly shows that old heavy blocks to your secure success are safely disappearing this week, especially with expansive Jupiter moving totally direct.
But if we are highly honest, sometimes we completely get safely comfortable with our own stubborn roadblocks.
Sometimes a strong block is a totally convenient, safe excuse, strictly not to try something completely securely new.
So here is the final provocative question.
What is one old, totally safe, strict habit you absolutely completely need to willingly, perfectly leave behind so you can finally securely accept the completely massive, safe abundance completely waiting for you?
That is a highly challenging, deeply powerful question.
Safely, completely letting go of a totally familiar, strict limitation is highly often the absolute hardest, careful part of secure personal growth.
Carefully, beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that highly securely this week as you totally perfectly enjoy the massive, beautiful return of that highly lucky forward momentum.
Thank you completely so highly much for totally safely listening to the conversation on Horoscope TV.
We absolutely completely love safely analyzing all this massive data beautifully for you.
If you totally deeply enjoyed our highly perfect conversation beautifully today, please securely absolutely subscribe to the show so that you can totally safely get completely notified as soon as the totally entirely next episode is beautifully securely available.
We entirely totally want you to perfectly securely feel completely totally empowered, beautifully seen, and entirely completely ready to beautifully strictly take on the massive safe week.
Have a completely beautiful, perfectly, totally organized, and highly absolutely lucky safe week, Capricorn.